Hey everybody, welcome to the first episode of Fearless Gear Reviews, where we give an actual honest opinion about a piece of musical equipment. Today we're looking at the one amp that's found in bedrooms the world over, the Line 6 Spider 2. How does it really sound? Let's find out. Fucking hell, the Line 6 Spider 2. Is there any amp more cringeworthy? Yeah, probably the 80-watt Gorilla I played as a teenager back in the 1980s. That thing was a total piece of shit. When I mentioned I was going to do this review, somebody asked me the question, why review a 10-year-old amp? To which I say, for the same fucking reason we review block letter 5150s and Marshall Plexis. Because they are there. The age is irrelevant. The nameplate is irrelevant. The only relevant thing here is, does it sound good? And, well, to be completely honest, I remember when Line 6 came out with the original pod. It was supposed to mimic all of these great amps, and I loved the idea. So I bought one, played it for about half an hour, and returned it because it sounded like shit. 500 crappy sounds and not a single usable one is just a lot of crap. The same thing for the original bass pod. Useless fucking garbage. Now, when the Spider practice amp came along, a lot of people bought it because the concept does sound really great on paper. All these different amp sounds, built-in effects, and if you're like most kids, you're totally broke, so the Spider would seem to make a lot of sense. The only problem is, if you're a metalhead, the Spider truly sounds like fried assholes. Sure, the clean channel is okay, but hell, Rockman managed to get a good clean sound all the way back in the 80s. A decent, solid-state clean sound is not the measure of a good amp. The high gain channel is. And if you're playing metal, that's what your main concern is. And, well, here's what the metal channel sounds like. And here's the same riff on Insane. Yeah, insanely fucking terrible. But the big question is, how does it sound in a mix? Well, I brought in Mr. Cam Fleury to help out on the drums with this one. Here's the metal channel alongside some drums and bass. Yeah, not exactly what you'd call stellar now, would you? In fact, you could say that this is pretty much the Mesa Cab clone of practice amps. And looking around at the prices of used 75-watt models, crumbs balls, are people ever fucking delusional? 200, 250 US? Come on! The Mark IV version of this turd sandwich only costs $299 brand new. Now, don't get me wrong, if this is all you can afford, then there is absolutely nothing wrong with it. If you're playing small gigs for the other bands and their girlfriends, and let's be honest here, that is an awful lot of you guys, then this is absolutely fine. Yeah, it's not the best sound in the world. In fact, as far as practice amps go, it's pretty fucking terrible, but it will get the job done, and that's nothing to be ashamed of. However, if you're talking about coming into the studio to record, then this probably isn't gonna cut it. Fortunately, there are far better options for less money. Bias Effects by Positive Grid comes to mind. So does Recabinet. You can get either one for 99 bucks and the tone is going to be infinitely superior. Let's take a look at that full mix clip again. You'll see what I mean. Of course, you're going to need a computer or an iPad to play them on, and monitoring is definitely going to be an issue in a live situation. If your band has a good PA with decent floor wedges, a software amp sim may be a viable option. But just don't expect the club you're playing at to have anything resembling decent monitors. No, it's just not gonna fucking happen. So yeah, if you're playing shitty clubs and you have no budget, then the Spider is probably gonna get the job done. But if you're working in a bedroom and you already have a small recording setup, a good software amp sim is most definitely a better option than this piece of shit. And yes, let's not mince words here, it is indeed a piece of shit. As it stands, I really can't recommend the Mark II Spider. The high gain channels are just fucking terrible. There's no getting around that. Maybe the Mark IV is better, I haven't had a chance to play one yet, remains to be seen. So the only people who should really be playing this are the dead broke. And even then, I wish they had spent their money on something far more sensible like a used PV Windsor. Really, please avoid this thing like the plague, it's just fucking terrible.